welcome back to Donuts in Space, and as you've most probably noticed by the title of this one, we're doing Tom and Jerry. Just for the sheer hell of it. I loved all of the Looney Tunes cartoon characters, and a few more besides. So this is the first of many. I'm not going to do them sort of like one after the other, to be honest. But I just thought, yeah, because there's basically too many of them. I mean, we've got Leghorn Foghorn. He's a cool character. I've got one of him. Tom and Jerry, Bugs Bunny, Elmer Fudd. Oh, loads of them. I got loads of them. But as I say, I'm not going to be doing them all at once. But I thought I would start off with good old Tom and Jerry. Because I think the Tom and Jerry cartoons, they were one of my absolute all-time favourites. I could just sit down all day, every day, watching Tom and Jerry cartoons and never actually get bored of them. So this one is actually quite a nice Tom and Jerry one, because they're kind of being silly instead of trying to kill each other. So we've got, and you'll most probably not see a lot of detail on this, to be honest, because this has been printed in clear resin, because I actually run out of the grey resin and didn't realise, and I had quite a bit of I've got quite a bit of the clear resin, so I just used that to print this one off, but all of the rest will be done in the normal grey resin. But as you can see, this comes in three parts. So we've got Tom, and then we got Jerry sitting in Tom's hand, and then the base that they both sit on. Little Jerry, the moose. I don't think you're going to see too many details on him, to be quite honest. Let's get that in the camera, because as I say, it's quite tiny, to be fair. I'm going to take off the whiskers because I don't like them, and they're just going to get snapped off anyway. In fact, I might as well just snap those off now. There we go, they've gone. Haha. What I am actually going to do, it sounded a bit evil, didn't it, when I did that, knocking his whiskers off, the poor bugger. What I'm going to do is I'm basically going to use a few bristles from my brush. This one, it's only a cheap, crappy brush. It's synthetic. So I'm just going to use a few of the hairs off of this to do both of them, and then there'd be more in scale as well, actually, and they would look a lot better, to be fair. So yeah, little Jerry, you got to be careful. There's his little towel. It's only a small one, so I've got to be very careful when I'm cleaning that up. And he just needs a little bit of a sanding around the edges where the supports were. So let's put him down. This is little Thomas. Thomas, catch that mouse, Thomas. So he's looking quite good. He's got two supports in his feet. There we go. That's his back end, and then his front end. The only thing I've got to do is I've got to fill in the hole that I drilled to let all the resin out, and give him a jolly good sanding where all the supports were. So that's going to be quite good fun to do. It's going to add a little while of sanding. I've already got the bottom of the base sanded down because that had started to warp a little bit, so we got that sorted. And that's what the base looks like. And the good thing is with the clear is you can actually see all the infill on these, which is good, because it's kind of like, you wonder how it forms it on the inside, and with a clear base you can actually see, well, even the figures, you can see it on those as well. And then we've got a little sign on the front there that just basically says Tom and Jerry. I think what I'm going to do is with the base is just reference the colours from the intro part of the cartoon, where they got the big round circle with the different colours in it. I think that's how I'm going to do the base, as a nod to that, really. And then obviously do Tom in the shades of grey, so I think it's like, you know, big grey bit on his belly, and I think some of his paws might be in a slightly lighter grey as well. I'll just have to have a look. And then we've also got, you won't be able to see this unfortunately until it's sort of primered, but we've got his tongue poking out, and then we've got his eyes to do and everything as well. So yeah, and there's the same with Jerry. He's going to need to be painted in brown and lighter shades of brown, and he's also got his tongue poking out as well. They're just basically blowing raspberries at each other. So yeah, that's good old Tom and Jerry. I think first of all, I think I might work on the base. I think it's going to be easier to get the base done first actually than anything else. I mean, I've kind of sanded the base of his feet down because he wasn't sitting on the stand properly, and I wanted to get that sorted out before I did anything else to him, or before I started working on the base, and also just to check him. So that, I mean, it does look good actually, and then once everything's painted, it's going to look pretty good. Yeah, I can't wait to actually see what they look like with a little bit of colour on, even if it's just primer. That'll still be good. So what I'll do is once I've got some work done to these three little beauties, I will come back to you. Okay, so we've got a little bit of progress on these wee beasties of mine. Tom is very uncomfortably sitting on a stick, but it's not looking too bad. You can actually see the details on him now, which is a good thing. I just need to fill up his butthole, but I won't do that just yet because I need to get him sorted out, painted, etc. This is little Jerry, who is also sitting on a stick very uncomfortably, and his details are looking quite good as well. Quite happy with that. And again, I'll fill his butthole up later. And then this is the stand, so it's had a little bit of filler around the top end, and yeah, it's not looking too bad actually. Quite happy with the progress on that, to be fair. So I will come back to you when I start to get some paint on this wee beastie. Back with you again, and oh, that was a bit loud, wasn't it? Really, I was all excited then for some strange reason. I don't know why. Right, we're back with you. The base is looking fairly fabulous. The inner circle, well, this red is as close as I can actually get it really to the clues in "What's all?" No, that's all, folks. Bit at the end of the cartoons. What I'm going to do is this band here and these two bands here I'm going to do in orange, and I've decided that this little placky bit here I'm going to do in orange, and then redo the Tom and Jerry again in the yellow colour. So the yellow will stay the same, it's just that bit's going to change to orange. I just decided to do it that way. I think I'm going to put a clear coat on this first actually to protect that though, because they're two different types of paint. That's the Valio, but I don't know how you pronounce it, but anyway, them people, Valio, or I don't know, however you want to pronounce them. That's how they're those ones. And with the orange I'm going to need to use some red and brown from Tamiya to do that. So I'll give it a quick coat with an acrylic flat coat, just to ensure that the two don't react with each other. Little Jerry is almost done. He's looking a bit evil. He just needs his the pupils done for his eyes, and his nose, and then his tongue and his ears as well, and then he's virtually done. Young Master Tom, we've got the grey on and the lighter shade of grey for his belly and whatnot. We've got one coat of white down on his hands and his feet, and I just need to, hey, there we go, we're back in, and I just then need to do his sort of upper lip and whatnot in white as well, and that'll be done. And then I need to do his eyes. Now his eyes, I've noticed you've got a really light yellow or really light yellowishy green, followed by another slightly darker yellow green, and then the black pupils. So that's going to be fun to try and do. And once that's done, then I can do his tongue, which will be the same colour as Jerry's, and then his ears, the inner ear parts, which will be the same colour as Jerry's, and then his eyebrows and his nose are in black, and then I can add his little whiskers onto him, and then he'll be done. So yeah, they're both looking quite good at the moment. Quite pleased with the way that they're coming on. So yeah, I'm going to get some more work done to these wee beasties of mine, and once that's done, I will come back to you. Managed to get a little bit more work done to this wee beastie. Been away for a few days actually, first anniversary and whatnot, so we've not had a lot of time to spend on this wee man. But we got the base done. The only thing that needs to be done now is the yellow writing for Tom and Jerry. That's the only thing that needs to be done there, and it just needs a coat of clear coat on there. Little Thomas, he's gone through a few different colour changes actually, because I was never happy with the colour, but now I've got him pretty much till to the point that he needs to be. We've got the eyes done in yellow. Looking at the looking online at some reference pictures of him, most of his eyes are yellow, and it's roughly that colour. It might be a little bit lighter, really, but it's not looking too bad. So the next thing for me to do is he's got these green iris around the eyes, so I need to paint those in on both. Now they're a kind of a brightish green colour, so I don't have any paint that will be able to sort of get to that colour at all, really, to be fair. So I think what I'm going to do, pretty much like I did with Zul the Terror Dog, is I'm just going to paint the areas that should be green in silver first, and then once that's dried I'll just go over those with the to me a clear green, and that should hopefully give me the effect that I'm looking for. And then obviously after that it's his pupils that needs to be done. And then we just got the nose and the eyebrows to be done in black, and then the tongue and the ears as well. Unfortunately, we've had a little accident. Part of his hair at the top has snapped off, and I cannot find it anywhere. So there's not really a lot I can do with that, to be fair. But he's looking good. The little mouser, Jerry, he's looking quite good. Let me bring him up to the camera because he's quite small. There we go. So you can hopefully see there. He's had his eyes done. He's had his nose done. The only thing that needs to be really done to him now is his tongue and his ears, which I'll do at the same time when I do Jerry's. It's just going to be easier to do it that way. And then a flat coat over the top of that. I might put a semi-gloss over the eyes once that's done. I'm not sure yet though. I'll just think about that. But yeah, we're getting there. We're getting close. It's not too far away, to be fair. Only a few little things left to go on them. Obviously I need to do his whiskers as well. I'm just going to take a few hairs off of one of my large paintbrushes. One of these paintbrushes. I've got loads of these. I normally tend to use these for brushing down models and stuff to get rid of all of the sandy bits and whatnot, you know, just to clean them up so I can see what I'm doing. But yeah, I mean, he's sitting down on his base quite nicely. I mean, without him being glued in, it is a little bit tough to get him out. but in saying that, I will also glue him in just to make sure that he does stay in place. So that's about where we are at the moment with these guys. I will come back to you once we've got some more work done to these wee beasties of mine. Well, Mr. Tom and Mr. Jerry have finally been finished. I've basically used the hairs, if you want to call them hairs, off of a cheap plastic brush to do the whiskers. I've only put 3 on each side. I mean, cats would normally have like 6 or so on each side. Not sure about mice's, to be sure, but they're cartoon characters, so they don't really have the full amount there. The only thing which is a bit of a shame is Tom's hairdo bit there at the top. The top bit snapped off and I don't know where it went. But yeah, it's not looking too bad actually, to be fair. That's, if we can bring them up to the camera. Oh, there you go. You can see, hopefully, the little whiskers that they've both got. Tom's ones are purposely long because cats do have very long whiskers anyway. And then we've got the, if we can get that into shot, there we go, we've got the Tom and Jerry on there as well. I haven't really bothered doing anything on the bottom of the base because, let's face it, nobody's really going to see that anyway. Let's see if we can get little Tom, little Jerry in shot. There you go, that's what little Tom looks like. Jerry, I mean. So yeah, quite happy with the way that they've turned out. Not sure what kit I'm going to do next actually. I think, if I'm to be honest, I might move on to the USS Farragut. I still haven't received the decals nor the conversion kit for the NX-01. They were ordered back in the beginning of December and the guy is still coming out with tons of shit excuses as to why they're not here. As I say, unfortunately, if you want the NX-01 conversion kit, you can only get it from him. I mean, he originally told me that he only had one part that he needed to cast for the conversion kit and it would be ready to go. So I don't know what's going on, you know. I think I'm just going to have to email him again and see what the hell's happening. I mean, I emailed him I think about a month ago asking what's happening, and he told me that he'd had to send his printer off to Japan for it to be fixed. That was a month ago, and still no word from him at all. I'm just getting a bit fed up with it, to be fair. But I think I might start that because there's plenty of stuff that I can do to it before I even need to really think about using decals on it. So yeah, I think I might just start on that and see how far we can get on that before I have to stop it and do something else. But yeah, it'd be nice to get back to a ship rather than stuff that's printed off. I mean, I've got quite a bit of stuff that I've got quite a bit of stuff that I've printed off so far. I've got the X301 from Stargate that needs to be built. I've got the puddle jumper from Stargate Atlantis as well that I printed off that needs to be done. I've got Homer Simpson and Bart Simpson, and then I've got a whole raft of other stuff that needs to be printed off as well, but I won't bother printing that off just yet because I want to kind of save most of that really for when I'm doing the diorama, so I can just keep putting videos out but concentrate on the diorama, because that's going to be I'm going to be filming that in a different way entirely. So yeah, anyway, there you go, there's Tom and Jerry. With his, actually with Tom's eyes, to try and get that look that he has on the cartoon, I basically used aluminium flat aluminium paint. Waited for that to dry, then I put the clear green over the top of his eyes to get that done, and then obviously done the pupils in black. So yeah, quite happy with the way that turned out. Still a bit of work to do really, painting by brush. I mean, they look okay, but you know, they still need a little bit more practice at painting with just a brush before I move on to a few figures that I've got that I would like to do, and also sort of working out colours for tongues and lips and ears and bits and pieces. But I guess by doing is the only way that you're going to learn. So I will leave it there, and I will catch up with you in the next video, which will be the USS Farragut. So until then, thanks for watching, and as always, please do take care.
That's all, folks.